everyone, me and Lewis, the editor of this video, got to cast 4v4 Sunday 61, a pretty stacked Splatoon 3 tournament, and this set was the losers finals between two of the best teams in the West, Jackpot and Alliance Rogue. Also, small note, but this tournament was a few weeks ago. Ballpoint and Inkjet are not as popular right now, they have not risen at the moment, so that's why there is no ballpoint play in this set. Alright, enjoy. We're back here headed into the next set. This is the losers finals between Alliance Rogue and Jackpot best of 5. We're seeing near mirror matches out here. Only real change is Gray going to be sticking with that tried and true Neo Splash versus Jackpot, who's going to be opting to go with the double splash. And I really like the gear sets for these. They have one very supportive splash around the crab output and another one to play more aggressive. Very nice opening from Alliance Rogue that will immediately shut them down before I can say much of anything about this.
Yeah, they're already going at the first checkpoint, and they're taking so much space on the plat, and they do get a checkpoint with a few trades here and there. And now, well, the splash is going really aggro and manages to pick off Gray. Oh, the machine! They do not see the jump of the machine. He does manage to get the splash, but gets immediately picked off after. And now, oh, well, well, there goes AR. Now it's Jackpot's turn to actually push. They have someone behind them trying to stop them from taking that checkpoint, but it's not gonna be enough. Now they're just gonna take space on the plat with that Booyah Bomb, which is huge. The second Booyah Bomb coming in, and now they're just headed straight to the second checkpoint.
Yeah, the machine's putting a good bit of pressure. Actually gonna be able to hit Gray a bit as he's using his Tri-Strike. And we do see them like slowly setting up here on the right side of the map. The crab comes out on the defensive side of things, trying to keep things together right now. And so far, this push has been going very, very well for Jackpot as they take a lot of pressure and a lot of space before AR can come back. Yeah,
now he's gonna be forced to pop that crab tank just to keep them away from the plat. And he does not quite reach the Booyah Bomb, and his crab is just gonna get shredded right now. He's being put under a lot of pressure, and Jackpot just keeps on taking their plat, taking a lot of space, pushing that tower and getting those specials back to back. And just burning AR's resources. It's gonna be pretty tough to stop the tower now. Now they get one, they get two, and oh, well, it's a 2v2 situation.
Very nice kills from Jared there.
AR is gonna be taking the tower right now. We got pop strikes a little bit early, but I believe they just want to clear up space on the plat. That crab, oh, the crab does get killed by the Tri-Strikes, and now they are throwing a lot of stuff into the plat. Is this getting overwhelming pretty quickly? They're starting to pop their specials. Still have one Booyah Bomb on the back for the second checkpoint.
The Booyah Bomb didn't come out there, barely. That might actually be the push deciding pick. I'm not sure if they can keep this going.
AR is in a little bit of a struggle right here. I don't think they're gonna be able to take control of mid in time.
Yeah, and Madness,
the crab goes down.
Trying to touch the tower a bit for a little bit of special charge. Make sure they have all their resources ready. They really only have the Booyah Bomb right now. But AR does not have a lot of time and not a lot of specials of their own. They're able to find one kill, but that Booyah Bomb needs to go down quickly. Is at least forced early, so they'll be able to touch the tower, but they don't see Jared on the flank, who's able to get one, and Scar is not going to be able to take out two people by himself, giving Jackpot the first game win. AR opting for a very patient first opening, not even going to try to compete for the comp, just going to play for the specials and try to play off of that. And I think we do see a crab all the way on the other side trying to get a pick on the Rainmaker, but a very nice kill from the machine. We'll be setting Alliance Rogue up as they push on the left side of the map with a very solid opening against Jackpot. A lot of players are going down, but it looks like there's a flank that's able to take out the Rainmaker. It's Jared, once again, getting behind them.
Yeah, AR just really knows how to position this map on the opening, just playing really patiently, popping that crab and capitalizing off it, getting their team in, just a really solid opening overall. Even if they didn't get that many points, they just burned 1 minute of the match. Right now, even though it seems like Jackpot has the mid control, it only takes a couple specials for AR to actually go back into mid. But we're gonna see a second crab inside of Jackpot. But they get flanked by Volty, and Volty's just gonna wipe them out. They're gonna get the checkpoint on the right. I guess they're opting for a really fast push right here. It's a little bit risky, but it might pay off if you just get this pop quickly enough.
Yeah, we've been seeing more and more teams go for this kind of breakaway right side fast push, but the downside really is that it's very unstable, very quick to end, very easy for the enemy team to counter push, and you really need to go quickly for it. I mean, it's a fast route only. And so even as teams go for this, I think here, yeah, it could have been a bit better to try to set up on the other side. And maybe that could have given them a bit more time. But at the very least, they got what they wanted. They knew they were guaranteed the checkpoint. And that's what they wanted to get there. Volty going to sneak in behind the grab, though. Absolutely not care. And are trying to set up here.
Yeah, he's just not having it with these crabs. He's gonna go hunt them down and make sure they do not get the value they would want to go for. Oh, but unfortunately, Ayer's own crab goes down. Now Gray's gonna go for the pop with this triple ink strike, just trying to stall it out a little bit. Does not get a pop himself, but he just bought a little bit of time for his teammates to respawn and start putting themselves on defense positions. Though Volty does get taken down, and Jap is gonna opt to go for the... They're still debating where to go for the left or right checkpoint.
Yeah, right now this is kind of the tricky thing. When the Rainmaker's sitting in mid, you don't know which side it's going to go, which makes it difficult to position defensively. Oh, and I think they were trying to fake out left and rotate to the right, and somehow Volty gets shooed away from the Rainmaker because of that kill could have been crucial. And now they have the checkpoint and a crowd to push, but it looks like they're being wary of where Volty might be hiding. He is behind them, but just isn't going to be there in time, and Jackpot going to break all the way to 33. AR is really struggling to make any headway against the defense of Jackpot. Gets a good shred onto the Booyah, but not quick enough for the Tri-Strike to break it. Is able to at least find a kill into Jared. 2 are down, and they have to go with this opportunity. They need to push much quicker than they've been doing currently if they want to get the lead against Jackpot. And however, they are able to set up here really well. They're just going to shred this crab to death. It's just the sword that's going to have to drop in and save this, and they do.
It's 1 point
away from the lead.
And they get the wipeout.
It's just a little bit more pain on the Rainmaker would have done it for sure. It might have even been tied 33-33, but it's not enough. And AR is going to have to do it all over again. We're in another 2v2 situation. They know where Volty is, but can they stop him? Yes. Q is able to shut him down, and she's going to be able to work toward that crab tank. And with only 17 seconds left, there is not a lot of time to set up a defense.
Yeah, it's looking really tough now. Q's just gonna farm that crab tank to make sure their defense is pretty solid. We got a trade coming over here. It's a 3v3 situation. Jackpot picks up the Rainmaker for some reason.
That's going to give them overtime.
Yeah, I don't...
But I guess it was to be extra safe here, and it should be fine. But it does give them a technical fighting chance, just not one they're going to be able to make work. Nautilus is a very interesting pick here. I do not believe I've seen that before, but I mean, this comp definitely does work around it. Nautilus has gotten kind of slowly buffed a bit back in. People have started to realize the value of Rain and Sensor a bit more. Obviously, it got a shooting duration buff, which is quite helpful for it, and it never really was in that bad a spot, so maybe we'll be able to see it doing things here. But currently, it's going to get bombarded with strikes and bombs before finally going down, and AR is going to have a brilliant setup to start off this game.
Yeah, they just got chipped super easily by those strikes, and then such a bomb on the far right. It was just very devastating for them.
Oh, the squid roll keeps him alive, barely. Dude was 1 HP, and the strike's gonna be able to take out the Booyah Bomb. And Jackpot's already used one of the crabs, which also goes down. Q is really the only one near any defensive resource because the knots went down quite considerably, so they're not near that rain either. They could still get a Booyah Bomb, though, and that would be good to have here. It looks like they did find Volty, who's going to have to retreat here. That area was the splash. The machine's going to be fighting things. Trade happens. Strike's going to be trying to mitigate the amount of damage that crab can do. But so far, it looks like it's not going to be enough to hold as Jackpot gets map control and sets up here. Scar is very far ahead here, trying to sneak in for a kill. Gets a hit, but doesn't commit. Now they know where he is. Luckily, Volty's here, so it looks like he's going to try to bait for the carbon, and their whole team is coming over here for Scar. But rather than go for the kills, it looks like they'd rather just secure the zone and try to keep them all in that bottom left corner. A crab was used down there, which really can't do much on that side of the map. Even lobbing shots is tricky with the ceiling signs. And I think it just wasn't the best play to send that many people for Scar and Volty. Unfortunately, just gave up too much of the map to the other teammates. And so far, AR has done a great job holding their strike, going to help combo with the machine for a kill. And getting another direct on the crab is going to force it to roll away slowly.
Now AR is 2 down. It's going to be really hard. The Ksugi comes out, but I don't think it's going to get much value since there's not much presence in mid, so they're not going to get moved.
They didn't have anyone to paint up for him, so Zuka could kind of reach further, and now he's in the corner getting pinned by the Booyah Bomb, but he's still able to get one amidst all that, and as long as Kivver can get a successful crab, they should be able to retake just fine here. They're still holding on to the ball for him to just wait out the Nautilus, get shredded, but barely caps the zone. That was a little bit too close for comfort, but they're barely able to secure it, and AR is getting map control. Volty somehow alive for a bit, gets some picks, but AR is once again finding themselves on defense, and this time they are much further away from any special to help them out here. Kivver's going to have to jump out, And Jackpot has that reign to be able to kind of stall, buy time, keep control of the stack, whatever they need. They're looking for Volti a bit with these point sensors, have the Ink Storm ready. They're trying to hold on for a bit. They're going to use the the Crab and the Rain now. Tri-Strikes and Booyah coming out from the other side with the Zuka. But with 3 specials you might want to kill, and none of them went down. Volti did get in, though. This could be huge. Volti gets 3, but they don't keep the zone in time.
Okay. Oh my god. This is a huge advantage for AR. But unfortunately, they did indeed lose the lead. So now they're going to have to hold it.
Now, here's the good news. Here's the good news. Look at the specials of AR. They're about to have every special here. If this Crab wins a fight, it's going to be devastating. 1 goes down. Crab gets broken. They have strikes. They're going to have Zuka soon. They have a Booyah Bomb. They have everything they need resource-wise because that last fight was only really won with like 1 special. So even if it seemed risky, they had enough resources to win the second fight before Jackpot could regroup. They had to play for a kill on one of the members of Alliance Rogue, and it's going to put them on the board. Gray has switched off the Neo Splash.
W.
He is on Vanilla.
W.
The Tri-Strike has disappeared here. Now, I do think this is one of the maps where it's probably weakest. There's a lot of entrance routes, so you can't really cut things off as much, and it's very open. So I think here, probably a lot better to have a Crab, especially with how strong it can be on the spinners, especially the ones on the enemy plat if you set up. And so far, it seems to be working quite well for them.
Yeah, we're just seeing the value of that double Crab right now. They just took a lot of space on the plat, and now they're just able to push comfortably.
Yeah, and they've been off to an excellent start here. The Booyah right in front of the Wiper is definitely not going to last, though. But at least it's going to be a push all the way to 53, maybe more. Gray's trying to keep this going. Almost finds a pick onto the machine, but eventually the push does get shut down. Still a very nice opening for AR, and they are starting out on top of things. This machine also going to get a pick onto Madness and have an extremely nice angle onto the Crabs. Now going to be fighting the Wiper, who will finally shut them down, but even then it's only a 2v2. The Wiper going for another pick onto Kiver, who can't quite find a way out. And now Jackpot is starting to set up for a push. They have the Ultra Stamp here, so need to get close enough to be able to use it. But they're a little bit afraid to move up here with that Carbon there. And a Crab's going to be popped first to try to hold things down. But it gets shredded fairly quickly here. And so far, AR has been popping a little bit of specials, but not really gaining a lot of space. Let's see if Jackpot can do a little bit better. And this is very scary with the amount of power climbs they have. We see another defensive Crab tank, but the Crabs aren't really interacting with each other. We're kind of just trading specials back and forth. But unfortunately, this just favors Jackpot since they're the losing team right now. They have the special advantage. And it looks like Leafy tried to give a power clam jump to the basket, but none of them actually jumped. Even if one of them did, those who went late could have jumped to that person jumping, and that could have been a push all the way to 40. So I'm not quite sure what happened there, or maybe the play was not to give a power clam jump and they were just separated, but definitely a lot of miscommunication on that play. Luckily, they're still holding things down, at least until Volti absolutely tears them apart. They're close to both Crab, Zuka, and a Booyah, but the machine gets picked off. The Wiper is able to get picked off by the Carbon, though, to at least neutralize things for the time being, but it's a Wiper. It doesn't mind dying sometimes. A very nice Zuka shot picks off the Crab. And that's going to be really nice. 2 players go down, and AR has a lot of clams right now if a push happens. Volti is trying to make things happen. Gets a pick. The splash above is peeking the Carbon, though. And it's only the Splatana Stamper to try to hold things, and the Booyah Bomb gets saved by the basket blocking the throw. That is devastating, but I don't think AR has the regular clams to end this match. They're on the spinner, but they don't seem to be going for them, so it's not going to be over just yet. Alliance Rogue is getting special charge compared to the other team because Jackpot has not made a power clam. And so even if you're losing, if the other team has more power clams than you, you can gain special charge. So Alliance Rogue actually needs to make a football if they want to play this patiently. Finally, we see it there. But until then, Jackpot's actually not been building specials faster, which means Alliance Rogue are actually the ones coming up on those resources first. It's very important to recognize that special advantage in this mode, and it's coming in handy here. And Gray is going off on the Neo Splash to secure a lot of space for their team. And Jackpot is back on the bottom of the map.
Yeah, really good defense by AR. They just managed to burn all of Jackpot's resources so easily and just save their own for defense. They just are really good at playing patiently on this particular map. And that's what's giving them the win right now. They're just able to shoot down Jackpot's pushes pretty seamlessly. And now we're gonna see that each team is gonna farm specials just to try to brute force their way in.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The carbon is here! The carbon is here!
Oh,
and things are starting to fall apart. The carbon finally goes down, but
not
that's
without
a drain
getting
on
a
your
couple
resources
picks.
and space. Ooh, the Crab and Booyah trying to cut off a player, but I think they're still alive. Yeah, it didn't actually get the kill, and the Booyah and Crab were used for basically nothing. They're running into score, but even if they got those power clams in, it's going to be hard to stabilize. Jared's getting a kill to try to keep them in the game, but nothing is coming from it. The last Splash-O-Matic is trying to make things happen, and they go down. Amazing aggressive plays from literally all of them. Scar, Kiver, Volty, and Gray all had their turns being the more aggressive player, and they did that so well. It looks like the flexibility of having a second Vanilla Splash compared to a Neo Splash ended up being way better for them.
Definitely an interesting comp for Jackpot, not only because of the weapon choice, because of the roll choice. Oh, Volty's getting a really nice pick on that Crab. Volty's really is able to zoom on the map. The Cavern roll actually coming handy in a couple areas, even though it doesn't most of the time. And now AR is just gonna push to 60 and let the water level drop. And now they got more space to work with. Volty, of course, Sharky on the ledge, but unfortunately he gets picked off, and now AR is forced to retreat and give up the zone because of that one pick. But fortunately, they're able to pull up popular specials. The Crab gets denied. The strikes are coming out, and they're trying to get another pick on the ledge, but I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to get it. That charge is putting a lot of pressure. They get the carbon roll right there, and now he's gonna be able to take mid for free.
Yeah, and Q is trying to make sure this machine can't back off, and look at those partial charges to pair up with their team. We don't see a lot of charger due to its inconsistency, but Q is doing a great job of showing that it is still a massive higher top tier threat in the right hands, and still something that you have to respect and be careful with.
Here comes the Crab down. Volty, of course, gonna get the kill on it as expected with the Suka, and now they got the cap so quickly that I didn't even notice. Now Volty's trying to sneak around, but it's gonna be a little bit more difficult, especially with that lyric just washing the entire stage at once. He does manage to get a pick on Jared, and they do manage to flip the zone, but unfortunately he's just gonna end up being picked, and now AR just gotta back out a little bit. Even though they're gonna opt to go a little bit more aggressive with, especially popping both Booyah and Strike at the same time, even though they were 2 down, and now it's Jackpot who's 2 down on this game. Now Q's gonna get a huge
kill.
Holy.
Absolutely necessary to shut down Scar. He was the only person on this side of the map, but I don't think Jackpot realizes that. They're still opting to push slowly, but with another kill, I don't think it matters too much. They're not going to lose that many points. And this is the hard part about fighting either on this map.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky to play around that Chara, especially when the only real things that can move it are your own specials, or you're going to have to commit those resources to actually go for the charge instead of maybe going for the zone, for example. And we do see a trade here. Air is 2 down, but Jackpot is as well. Now it's a 1v2 situation. Kibra's just gonna go for the machine, but sadly he ends up just trading, and they're just gonna lose control of mid in its entirety.
The penalties, though, are getting lower and lower and lower. This is getting more and more scary. Every time the zone gets flipped, there's less and less time to cap it, and eventually one team is gonna break, and we're just gonna have to see which one falls apart first. Gray needs to live here to get this tri-strike, and they need to do it quickly because Jackpot's going to try to push ahead. Luckily, they have the tri-strike in time to mitigate the effects of the other one. And so far, not much has been done. Volty trying to sneak in behind Jared, gets a very nice kill. Booyah Bomb comes out to try to secure the pick on the Volty, but he's dipping and dodging out of the way, and AR has a very secure hold, as well as a stagger kill onto Leafy. Q is the only one alive right now. The Zuka's not able to find another one. The Booyah's used early, though. They have to be careful that the zone doesn't flip. Volty misses the kill there, but he's still alive. He has to try to stay alive here and be a nuisance in the backline, but his team goes down. He gets 1. He gets 2. He almost kills Q, doing like 99 damage. And AR has very little time. They need to hold the zone. They have less than 10 seconds until they get the lead. The Booyah comes out to try to paint the zone. It doesn't flip it, but 2 players go down. Jackpot flips the zone. The Crab comes out, but it's too late. They're not able to paint it, and Jackpot's going to prevent the reverse sweep from happening and take the set 3-2.